What's up, guys? It's Coach Gaglione here, and this is the end of the road. The end of the road for 242. I just checked my weight. This is day before the weigh-ins, 2 days before my competition. I am in lovely, beautiful York, Pennsylvania. I'm going to do a little vlog. This won't be like live or anything like that, but we're going to recap the meet, and I'm just going to kind of document the process. I'm about a pound over right now, 243.6. I'm going to kind of show you guys how I've been kind of going through the weight cutting process, what I've kind of been doing. I'm going to show you what's in my gym bag and things like that, what I'm going to be doing the next couple of days to fuel up. And basically, for this past week, I kind of did a little bit of a water loading protocol. I didn't really need to lose that much weight because I've been kind of sitting around, between 250 and 255 during training. I've had some, sub 250 weigh-ins, like 248, 249 as well. So, but I wanted to kind of put myself through like a water loading and water cutting process. I've done as much as a 23-pound cut before. I've gone from 296 to 273 a couple years ago. And the main reason I do that, and I have cut weight from time to time, I did a couple of meets where I cut to the 198 class when I was, in my later years in college. And one of my last couple, meets as a junior. Just because as a coach, we always talk about leading the front. And I wanted to make sure that if I'm going to have someone go through a water cutting protocol, and this is really more reserved for high-level lifters, that I've kind of gone through it myself. I want to make sure that I'm not just kind of giving someone some sort of protocol. I will say a couple of things really quick. Don't really advocate doing a diet and being on a caloric deficit going into a meet. For me personally, this was more of a journey getting down to 242. This was a journey in getting my body fat down. And by signing up for a meet last year in 2017 and clicking 242, it really got my ass into gear. So I'm just going to do this meet. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to try and perform the best I can, but I'm really using it as a baseline moving forward. And then we'll talk about a little bit my goals moving forward once the competition is complete. So went through a little bit of a water loading protocol. And again, I would do this stuff with caution, but if you are interested in it, I just want to kind of let you know a little bit, but basically more or less, again, this is what's worked for me and some of our athletes. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician. So when I start to talk about nutrition and stuff, just keep that in mind. So I'm just kind of going to tell you my experience, but basically earlier in the week, really bump up the water quite a bit. You could have, usually around double, at least around double your intake of water, around double your intake of sodium and electrolytes, things like that. And as the week goes on, you're going to start to cut those things out, depending on how much weight you need to lose. So you can manipulate, and also I started to cut out carbs later in the week as well. So you can manipulate your water, your sodium, and your glycogen, and even your food weight. For today, I'm going to start to cut off my water and my food going into tomorrow, even though I should make weight very easily, but I just want to also kind of train my mind as well so I can kind of do this. If I want to make a bigger cut, maybe I want to, maybe make 220 or even 198, who knows, in the future. So I want to make sure I'm training my mind as well as my body. This is honestly, this whole process has been more of a mental challenge than anything else for me. I'm really happy with some of the physical achievements I've done in the past, like, for example, achieving a 900-pound equipped squat, 705 squat, and a belt. I'm really proud of those things, but I'm trying to kind of go in a different direction with my training, have a little bit more balance, be a little bit more healthy, and just try different things. So that's kind of my journey and why I'm doing it, and that's kind of what I've been doing this upcoming week. I'm going to show you some of the things I'm going to be eating tomorrow, as well as on game day, and kind of why. We're going to do that. Over what I'm going to do tomorrow first after the weigh-in, and then kind of some of the stuff during. So the first thing I always like to do is just after the weigh-in is hit a Pedialyte. You could do 50-50 water with Pedialyte to replenish the electrolytes, some of the carbohydrate and things like that. I also have some salty snacks. I'm going to do some rice with some soy sauce. I'm going to do some chips. These particular chips are pretty low in fat. The only ingredients that are in it, just potatoes, a little sunflower oil, and sea salt. So these are pretty good. So these are, not too bad. It's just something like, and again, so it's not really like, I react better with rice and potatoes versus some of the soy and wheat and things like that. So that's why I kind of chose these particular items. High carbs, low fat, high sodium. It's going to help replenish. I'm not going to have a ton of sugar besides the little bit of sugar that's in this. I'm going to save the sugar and the really quick carbs for the actual meet day. Other thing that's going to be really critical is these noon tabs. These are really a lifesaver. These have saved, Larry Wheels a couple of times when he's been cramping and stuff in particular. These are great. So these are just, basically salt tabs. There's sodium, there's magnesium, calcium, potassium. So this is going to be critical I'm gonna try and get this gallon down tomorrow along with this food. I might enjoy one meal or so. Maybe I'll get some sushi, maybe I'll get some hibachi, things like that. But I'm gonna keep the fat pretty low because I wanna make sure that I'm digesting and absorbing all the nutrients. One thing I've made a mistake in the past when I did my cut to 275 with my buddy Moose, with Mark Greenstein, we went to Chow Baby late at night. We had way too much fat, and I think that kind of might have hurt our performance a little bit. Even though Mark hit a top 5 total all time at the time, I think we both could have probably improved better if our nutrition was a little bit better the day before. So that was my mistake with my first big cut. You don't want to have a lot of fat the day before. I would kind of limit your sugar and have more kind of quote unquote clean carbs, healthy carbs, things you could digest quickly. Think about like that Stan Efferding vertical diet, so you can get a lot of meals in and you're not going to get filled up too quick. So you're going to eat several meals throughout the day. Try and get a lot of meals in. You want to do these things that digest quickly. You don't want to have a lot of veggies or fat the day before your competition. For actual game day, I have just a couple of more kind of treats. So I got some Lenny's and Larry's cookies. I'm going to use some 5-hour energy shots for just to get some quick caffeine before each lift. I got some pineapple, some fruit. So the sugar is going to be important. It's going to replenish quickly. It's going to digest quickly. I'm going to use those quick carbs so I can kind of recover in between sets, in between reps, and in between events. So these are going to digest very quickly. Enjoy them. I used the Lenny's and Larry's cookies when I did my deadlift only meet at 275. I had a really good result there. I was able to put my weight back on quickly, and I was able to get some nutrition during the meet. I only pulled like 615 in training, and I pulled 660 at that meet. That was in last October. So this kind of protocol worked really well for me last time, making 275. Now I'm going down to 242. So that's going to be kind of like my game day nutrition, also my post weigh-in nutrition. So I hope that helps. And now we're going to kind of go over a little bit of what's in the gym bag as well. One more check-in before bed. We're going to check the scale one more time and see where we are at. So just about 240 or so. So I'm on weight. Normally in a case like this, I might drink a little water, but I had a hidden goal of just wanting to weigh in around 240, even though it's a little bit over and it's kind of silly, it's kind of stupid, but I wanted to weigh around 240 because my all-time heaviest was 340 pounds. And so if I weigh 240, it's about, obviously 100 pounds down from my heaviest. And I understand this water weight and I understand, but I thought it'd be pretty cool. And we do have a kind of a little contest going on, and little Melon said I wasn't gonna make weight, and that pushed me to take a couple of hot baths and kind of sweat out a little bit more. That kind of fired me up a little bit, so I kind of overdid it, but because a couple of people voted that I wasn't gonna make weight. So I'm gonna make weight, I'm on weight, I'm under. Typically this, the meat scale is a little bit lighter than our scale, but I know our scale's been acting a little funky. It was acting a little funky in the gym, so I just want to be safe. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna weigh in around 7:30 a.m. and I'm gonna start the recomp and rehydration process. Guys, official weigh-in is 238. So definitely kind of overshot a little bit, but kind of stuck to the protocol. I just wanted to kind of see what I could do with kind of minimal effort. I did not do any sauna, which was great. Did a hot bath here and there, but honestly I use it more to relax than anything else. It wasn't too crazy. And I also wanted to try the hot bath just because I've never really done that before and want to see what the difference is. I think I prefer the sauna. I think it's a little easier to get sweating, but the hot bath is definitely, if you can do the right temperature and you can fit in the tub, it could definitely be beneficial. It's a good, if you can control the heat of the tub. So I'm 238. My goal is to get up to, at least 250, 255. If I could do more, if I can get up to 260, even better. But I want to try and get my weight back up, rehydrate, and get someone start to eat some rice, some soy sauce. You've heard the rice pop in there before. So I'm going to start to eat a lot of carbs today. I'm going to keep the fat pretty low. I'm going to have moderate protein, not worry too much about that. I really think that it's important that sometimes we can learn to perform and do things in suboptimal positions, like fasting, like going out without water and food for a long period of time. And for me specifically, I do work with some high-level people, so being able to kind of go through those things and understand what it takes mentally, understand what it takes from a physiological standpoint, I think is very important as well. So that's kind of another reason why I kind of maybe overdid the cut a little bit. Kind of want to see how far I can take my body, what's possible, and also what's kind of safe, so I can give better recommendations to my guys and my girls that I work with. So we're gonna get on the scale. I did weigh in, just a reminder, I weighed in at 238.4. So we're gonna step on the scale here. So it says 256.4, you guys can see. So I put on a little over, maybe around like 18-ish pounds or so. Not quite 20. I was trying to get closer to 260. I'm going to try to get a little bit more food in, a little bit more water, but I probably had, you know, well over 500 grams of carbs, well over a gallon of water, a lot of noon tabs, a lot of soy sauce, things like that. And one of the things that's important, I talked about this last time, I'm not going to try to eat too late. So I'm going to try to, you know, once it's like 8:30, I'm going to kind of cut off my water and my food and just make sure I kind of digest and I'm feeling ready to go for tomorrow. So I can get those nutrients and stuff ready for later. So.
Down, 3, 2, up.
And that is a good lift.
Down, 3, 2, up.
Come on!
Try a big lift. 9 more pounds.
All right, so quick recap. So I went 2 for 3 on the squat, nailed my opener, missed 770 on my second, got a little forward, and then I came back and hit 770 on the third, got Larry wheels for it. So we're going to bench, and stay tuned.
And that is a good lift.
What's up, guys? Update number 2. Called a little audible, did a little costume change, missed my second attempt bench, made it on my third. Well, sometimes you just gotta try something. If you miss a lift, you gotta come back and make it. I missed both my second attempts, came back on my third. Now on to the pulls. Stay tuned.
Take it, come on. Chest hold. Finish. Okay. Just get it. Take it. Chest up. Come on. Yeah, buddy.
Just to recap the day, I went 7 for 9. I hit a 1,900-pound total. Probably the thing I'm most proud of is that I hit 2 of the lifts that I hit. I came back after a miss, so I kind of like avenged a loss, so to speak. Again, quick recap of the day. Hit my opening squat. I got a little forward on my second squat, and I started, my knee caved in really bad. I saw Larry and Otis walk in. That kind of fired me up, which was cool to see them, and they came to support their coach. And I came back again and hit that 770 squat. So I was 2 for 3 on the squat, but I came back after a miss, which is very rare. It's very hard to do, especially in a squat. So that was really cool. As far as in training, I've only hit 740 to depth. I've hit some other heavier weights in training, as heavy as 800, but they were not quite, the standard wasn't as good. So, you know, going from, you know, probably legit squat, it took me a while to, like, I've been still tinkering with my stance and stuff. The body weight change, the leverage change is something really hard to deal with. So best, like, kind of, I'd say as far as standard and stuff, probably 740. So that was a really good meet performance as far as with straight weight. In bench, I don't think I touched more than 465. I did 495 to a half board. I did 515 to a 1.5 board. I ended up with a 490 bench. Really crazy thing on bench. This is a pretty gangsta move. Probably my favorite part of the day. I hit my opener pretty smooth. I touched my second attempt a little low. Louis came and helped and Nick and Grace, but Louis had a bench shirt that I tried on just literally one time, never wore it, and it fits me perfect, so he happened to have it. So I kind of called an audible, did a little costume change. I threw on the tight red Phenom, And I smashed 490 on my third, like an opener, after missing it on my second. It was really cool. Probably, I felt like I was good for like around 530, 540, 545 with that red shirt, so that was really cool. So I'll definitely be playing with that big red in the future. That was awesome. Deadlifts, my outer hip, kind of lateral hamstring area was bothering me really the whole day. I kind of pulled it a little bit actually the day after weigh-ins, the day of weigh-ins, excuse me. So and that definitely affected my squat. I feel like I could have squatted 800 if that was 100%, and that was kind of causing me to kind of twist a little bit. But I did feel it quite a bit. But once I kind of warmed it up, I kind of put some lemon on there, and you know, once your adrenaline's going, you don't really feel much. But it was apparent. But my form was pretty solid. My warm-ups went really well in the deadlift. Also, just want to thank Osu also too for the 3-man lift. That was really and you know, and Nick and Grace and Louie, they were a huge help today. And Larry and Otis' support was awesome. Also met a lot of new fans and stuff, which was really cool. But anyway, onto the deadlift. 500 went really well. Form was really good. Since I'm a little lighter, I was able to crank the straps on really good. So I got a good pop out of the bottom. Opener went really smooth. 605 wasn't hard, but it could have come up a little smoother. So I just kind of opted to go for an even 1900 total. So I needed 640 to that. 640 is also my full meet PR. My meet PR is 660 all time. That was just in a single lift. I did that in last October. So I figured 640 would be a nice way to end. It would give me 1900 even. So I think the 640 actually moved better than the 605. Technique was a little better. I had a good long hold at the top. I think, again, if my hamstring was better, I think I would have been, you know, probably closer to 650, 660. As far as peaking in the deadlift, I only pulled 595 in training, and 640 moved better than 595 did in training. So deadlift peaking has been going really well. I just want to kind of give you guys a little insight. You don't always have to max out in the gym, but if you're within that 90% range, once you kind of drop fatigue, you should always kind of peak and do really well. So ended up with a 1900 total. That's my third best total of all time. I can kind of go into little details and stuff of why that is. I've never really put together a good full multiply meet. I ended up bombing out at my very, very strongest. I ended up bombing out on squats. 1 year, I'll just kind of recap this quickly. I hit an 840 opener, and I thought it was at good depth, so I ended up being stupid and don't do this. I went up on my second. I fell backwards with 880. Dom Minichi caught me and saved my life, so thank you to Dom for that. And then I stood up with 880. I got bent over. I basically did a good morning with 880, which God bless my soul for not splitting my spine in half, but I needed to do that to stay in the meet. Side judge said it was still parallel. I think the 840 was actually at a good standard. The 880 was borderline. But if that had counted, it would have kept me in the meet. I ended up benching 575, pulling 640 that day. So if the 880 lift had counted, it would have been a 2090 total. And I think if, let's say, the 840 pass, it would have been like a 2040 total. Or 2050 total. So either way, I would have been well over 2,000. But, you know, my best total to date is 1950 at 275. I did do a weight cut for that, so I cut down. I ended up actually weighing 296 the night before the meet, so, and I weighed in at 273. So all in all, 1900 I weighed in at 238. First equip meet in the 242 class. I think my wilks was about 510, so my best all-time wilks. So technically, on paper, in equipment, pound for pound, this is the strongest I've ever been. I feel healthy. I feel better. I feel amazing. I just want to practice what I preach, and I've been preaching about health and longevity, and I wasn't really living it. So that's why I'm kind of documenting this journey. I'm going to keep going. Road to 242. We could check off that box. Now it's road to 220. I don't think I'll ever get down to 198. I don't know if I want to. I just would feel like too small. I'm starting to feel a little small even right now. But I want to get down to 220 because that'll help get my body fat into the teens. So the next, I really would like to total 2,000 at 220. I think I still need to get that 2,000 monkey off my back. I've been plenty strong to hit it many times, but I haven't put it together. I know I talked with AJ Roberts many years ago about this, and sometimes it takes a couple of years just to put that meat together, even if the strength is there. So all in all, 1900 at 242, weighed in 238. I also hit gym records for the squat and the deadlift, which if you're at a powerlifting gym, it is a cool thing. Not that it means anything, but it is cool to get your name on the record board. And our record board is very hard to get on. It's not like a West Side record board, but it's pretty dang hard to get on. We got a couple of people on the all-time rankings on there, and a couple people, basically anyone that's on the record board is more or less probably nationally ranked. So it's pretty cool. So I'm just going to make sure my name is up there more than the Coach Benny. So that's just a quick recap, guys. I really appreciate the support. I met a lot of fans this weekend, and it was just really amazing to get on the platform. I haven't done a full meet in a long time. I haven't done a full meet in, since maybe I think I did a full meet in 2016, I think. I'm not positive. I would have to check. I think 2016 I did a raw meet. I did okay. 2015 was my last geared meet, and I bombed out of that, but I did hit a 900-pound squat. So all in all, I'm super happy. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. I ain't stopping. Road to 220 is next. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. If you want to share it, go for it. But thank you guys for following. We're going to keep doing it. If you guys enjoyed the blog style, like leave some comments. If you want to leave me some feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.